No. But those who think on the name of God, and that's all they think about, and nothing else is important to them. They do lots of other things, but the thing of value to them is the name of the Lord. I'm telling you, this is a way out for you. I'm fixing you an escape pod. And we're going to launch. Just exactly why do you think you have the right? Well, because you asked the question. I've got something. If it makes you ask the question, I need to think about God about it. Something going right here. I just can't begin to tell you what it's like to walk into a village. The other day, I went to a village. I hadn't been there in a while, and I go to these villages now because they're in a particular area that I haven't visited in our work. Because I can't go to every church. There's too many. It takes 2 years to go to one. That's too much. So I have to go to areas now and bring in 30 to 50, 70, 100 churches. And so that's what we do. And I enjoy it, right? I'm looking forward to February. It's wall to wall, going through the work, big, giant conferences, thousands of people. I'm just going to play. It's going to be fun. But listen, I'm there. Watch this. I'm just there. Being me. Just doing what I do. Making people cheerful. Letting them watch me burn. Hating the devil. And making him mad at me as much as possible. This lady walks up, falls on the ground, and grabs me by the breeches leg. That's not legal. Not because I'm untouchable, but because her customs and their tradition don't allow that. They don't make that allowance. And she's got to hold my breeches leg. And I'm looking around for somebody to help me. But there ain't nobody going to touch it. One thing is because of who I am to them, and because of what she did is illegal. So what I did is, how you doing, Miss Hogan? She's looking at me just like everybody else. And she comes over there, right beside me. And by Miss Hogan being there, makes everything safe. So I told Miss Hogan, reach down and get her. So Miss Hogan can touch her. I can't. So she reaches and gets her, picks her up. And the lady's just crying and crying and crying. Now watch. This is a lady that cannot read. She cannot write. She is an Indian, a Huasteca Indian lady. They're famous for their ability to have black magic. They're very powerful. I enjoy fighting with the Huastecas is one of the best things I do. No, serious. It makes me strong. The bigger the resistance, the greater you can become if you'll allow it. But if you look for the weaker devil, you'll only be weak. But if you search out the biggest one in the area and go right up to him and just grab him by the beard and give him a good slap. How you like that, huh? He usually shows you. Anyway, it makes you strong. But what's this? She's a Huasteca Indian, and we got lots of churches in there now. I know y'all think I'm really not there, and it can't be really true because I play so much. But trust me on this. So far, I've been in 6 habited continents, and I haven't found a devil that don't fear us yet. Do you hear me? Ancient spirits come in full battle regalia to challenge us. That is a good thing. I like it. Man, you hear this battle armor, it's rattling, and you're wondering what in the world you did to cause that. It couldn't have been the beard you had a while ago and slapped the fella in the face. Yes, it was. It's a real thing. Anyway, she's there and she says, watch. She cannot read, she cannot write, she has no money. they live in a little bitty, her house is probably 3 meters by 2.5 meters. Bamboo, grass roof, dirt floor, crooked. No kitchen. They hadn't been married long enough to have a kitchen added on yet. They do everything in a little box. And she's happy. She's got these babies, too, and one of them died. Now watch what she says to me. I am grateful for the gospel. Now this lady, you got to understand, you got to go with me with this. She does not read, she does not write. Only thing she knows about God's what she's heard us say. You understand? There's no books for her, there's no tapes, there's no DVDs, there's no great music CDs, there's no... The things that you have in every room in your house, she doesn't even know they exist. You know, son. And she says to me, thank you for the gospel. She puts her hands together, and tears are just covering her hands. Just, thank you for the gospel. I said, yes, ma'am, you're very welcome. But I'm really interested to know why. She said, because my baby died. And I laid my hands on it. I did. And God gave it back to me. All right. How can you train what y'all call ignorant savages, which they're not? But how can you train people who they're not letrado, they're not educated? Thank you, Miss Hogan. They don't have the knowledge of the metro like you do. They can't dial 911. They don't have the latest phone like I do. I got a phone that you pull out the bottom of it, and it's a full keyboard on there. It does the whole internet, the whole MS, whatever it is, and all of that other stuff. It does everything, even talks to me. Oh, I got the little plastic pencil, and it just goes. And now I'm in some other nation. It's really nice. Plus, it's a phone. It's even an alarm clock. Okay. So, how do we get our world to accept God? I've got their world too. Now I got to talk you into it. You love Jesus. You know more scripture than I do, probably. Maybe not, probably. But my wife's got her little Franklin there, and we could just type it up and get it. Yeah. The little bitty Bible we got, it's got 3 or 4 languages. It's pretty nice. Tell you the truth. I've got to get you to take it. You have got to understand that first phrase. It says, they shall be mine. Your God is a jealous God. Do you believe that? I got 3 verses I could show you. I'm not, but I could. It says, our God is a jealous God. All right? He's an all-consuming God. His intent is for your good. They shall be mine. I have decided that I am going to be God's. My family is. Our work is God's. We have grown at such a capacity over the last 30 years that it's way off the charts. There ain't a chart that can hold us now. It's just... And all that's great. But in that vastness and bigness of what we're doing,